Cool. So, this is Corinne Lafon, your favorite radio host, your only radio host on Between the Lines, Empowering Network. And I have with me Daryl Fletcher. He's so handsome. Oh my goodness. I only hang with handsome people. Okay, so we're here and we're going to be talking about talk is cheap, communication in personal relationships. So personal relationships mainly being in your marriage with your significant other, whether it's your husband or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. And at another time, we're going to come on and talk about communication in business negotiations, your professional relationships. And by then, as Daryl was sharing with me earlier, he's coming out with a new book sometime in March. So it may coincide very nicely with that time. So you can pick up a copy of that book, which will go very well with what we'll be speaking about then. So today we're going to be talking about talk is cheap. Now, I don't really know what that means because I hear people keep using that phrase, but I really don't know. So we're going to discuss that. And we're going to discuss too why communication is always the key. You know, when you always talk to older couples, people who have been married for a long time, or people who seems as if they have a really good relationship, the first thing they always say, communication. Communication is key. What the hell is that? How do we communicate? When men say things to women, it's a different thing. We women hear something else. When women say things to men, they hear something else. And they react. And so we're like, what don't you understand? I'm speaking English. Or is it that English is not coming out of our mouth? I have no idea. We're here to demystify that. There's a man and woman talking here. So hopefully we can communicate and get each other today. But before I bring on Daryl, I'm going to share a quick bit about him. So let me just reach for his bio here. So as a speaker, coach, and author, Daryl Fletcher gives individuals and organizations life-changing tools to be effective in their personal and professional relationships. Daryl adds value to his clients by addressing issues of communication, divorce, and relationship issues. Hopefully you wouldn't reach divorce if you do the communication and other things right. Daryl places his expertise at the disposal of his audience. He's an expert in the area of helping people maximize their potential and increasing the quality of their relationships. Daryl is a well-sought-after keynote speaker, workshop facilitator, and coach. His sessions are filled with thought-provoking content, humor, and practical methods for success, both personally and professionally. Welcome, Daryl, to Between the Lines.
Well, thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful introduction. Sometimes when you hear yourself like that, you're like, that brother sounds interesting. So yeah, thank you so much for having me today. And I'm just honored to be here and to have an opportunity to connect with you today.
Great. It's great to have you. And yes, I can relate to that comment about, wow, that brother sounds really good. You know, it happens to me when people are introducing me. I'm like, who is that? Is that me? Is that me? I sound like I'm well achieved. I'm like,
exactly.
You know, but it sounds good. It makes you feel good. And sometimes you just, I mean, I'm so humble, and you seem to be a humble guy. You know, that you don't walk around with this thing on your chest feeling, ooh, I'm all that in a bag of chips, like we say in the Caribbean, you know, and, you know, you just walk with this thing about this air, like people should know you. Hey, it's me. Hi, did you see me? You know, and I don't, because when I talk to people, I don't talk about myself. I like to know about others, you know, get to know people as opposed to portraying more about me. If they get to know about me as we go along, that's fine. But I don't shove things down their throat and say, oh, you need to know this about me, you need to know that about me. So as we go along, you know, take things with a lot of time, you know, and give them a little surprise every now and again. Let them hear something that they didn't hear before. Like, I didn't know you do that, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, don't try to shove everything down people's throats. So talk is cheap. Let's start with that, Daryl. What does that mean when people say talk is cheap?
Well, when people utter the words talk is cheap, they typically mean that you can say a whole bunch of stuff, but until you are able to back up what you're actually saying, until you're able to bring a connection of what you're saying and what you are doing, then your words typically have no value.
Okay.
One of the things that I typically say to my clients and organizations that I speak with is I say that there are always four conversations going on. There is what was said, then there was what was heard.
Okay.
There was what was meant,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was what was felt. And so the key to effective communication is getting all four of those, what I said and then what the other person had said, heard, then what I meant and what the other person felt, getting those on the same page. And just like you said a little bit earlier, people say that, communication is the key. But what if we speak a different language? If we speak a different language, we can talk all day, but connection is not taking place. Yeah. So it's not about communication being the key thing. What it is about is having the ability to learn someone else's language. Now, so with that, if I spoke Spanish and you spoke English, I can talk fast, I could talk slow. You still wouldn't understand me. I could talk hard, I could talk soft. You still wouldn't understand me. It's not until we are able to connect the dots of comprehension and connection in order that communication can actually take place. So let's look at it this way, all right? So communication is the same to a relationship as oil is to a car.
Okay.
So here you have a nice, what's your favorite car?
Oh, I have no idea. I guess Jaguar. No? That looks nice.
Okay, all right. We got a Jaguar. What color is your Jaguar?
Black, of course.
Black, yes. My type of woman. So we got the black Jaguar. So what color is it?
Black.
Sleek and black. All right, so it's black. The tires are clean. The sound system is good. The leather is nice. Heated seats if we need it. Everything. But guess what? We can't go anywhere.
What? What's the point?
The reason why we can't go anywhere is because our engine is locked up. It doesn't have any oil in it. See, a car can't go anywhere. A car can't function properly without any oil. We can have a whole bunch of gas, but no oil. We're still not going anywhere because the engine is going to lock up. So here it is when we are thinking about our relationships. We have a whole bunch of passion. I'm cute. You cute. I'm attractive. You're attractive. You like this. I like that. And so we're all hyped up on the passion of it.
Of course.
But guess what? The passion is great, but we still can't communicate.
Why not?
Because we're speaking two different languages. And when we speak two different languages, connection doesn't take place and moving forward doesn't take place.
But so, I like you. You're an attractive guy.
It's cool. Yes. That's fine.
I'm feeling all the butterflies.
But let me tell you something. That's gonna wear off when the rubber meets the road. Oh. And so what we have to really begin to understand is we have to learn how to connect internally rather than just externally. And communication is that internal component that allows us to understand one another. I grew up in Miami, right? Mm-hmm. So I was in the barbershop one time and, in Miami.
The barbershop.
So Miami is a melting pot of people from the island. Right. And there just happened to be a guy in there that was from Haiti. And so I pointed at the flag and I asked him, how do you say this in Creole? Mm-hmm. And he told me how to say it. And he said, griot. Yeah. I said, flag is griot? He said, yes, griot. Mm-hmm. So because I asked for clarification, because I asked for the connecting dots, I was able to bring the comprehension of what that meant in another language. That's right. Many times we don't ask for clarification in our communications in the relationship.
I'll stop you there. I do the clarification. I would ask questions and I'm saying, is this what you're saying? I want to make sure I understand you clearly. And I would ask questions. And sometimes it's annoying to people because they're like, why are you asking all of this? And I'm like, I need to understand. I want to be able to answer you appropriately. I don't want to just talk off the cuff. I want to make sure that I get what you're saying before I could respond. So sometimes I have to keep saying to people, I am just seeking clarification. I remember I was talking to a guy once on the phone. He was in Jamaica and I was in Trinidad at the time, where I am right now. And he was like getting upset. And I'm like, what, based on his response. And I said, No, I'm seeking clarification. I'm asking follow-up questions in order to better understand where you're coming from before, because I mean, as a woman, and I mean, I know how this works, we tend to fly off the cuff because what we hear, we just, yes, I know it's shocking. I'm admitting it, okay? we, we tend to fly off the cuff at times because we hear something and we're like, what? Is that what you're saying? Then there are times we have to fly off the cuff. Because sometimes men just say things like putting their foot in their mouth and they don't know what they're saying. So
No. See, that. Now let's back it up for a second.
I don't want to back it up for a second. I don't want to back it up.
Yes, we got to back it up for a second. Let's just back it up for a second. See, when we respond, we have to respond in a manner that is connecting. Now, you just said that women fly off the cuff. Now, that's something, at times, women do fly off the cuff. And that's understandable. But you have to pause and ask yourself the question, is flying off the cuff going to bring contention or connection? See, typically, flying off the cuff is going to cause division. It's going to cause you to disconnect. So anytime that you're communicating, anytime that you're seeking to have a conversation with someone, the goal is always connection.
No.
Yes. The goal is always connection. And the reason why goal is always connection, because we can get farther together, but we can't get anywhere apart.
What if I don't want to go together? I want contention. I don't want to talk to you. Why would you seek contention?
Yes,
because if a guy is coming after me and I'm really not interested and he's an annoyance, there would be contention. So if he says something to me,
that's a different situation, a different scenario. Okay. What I'm referring to is the situation of two people who are interested in one another. The goal should be connection. Now, if somebody's just trying to talk to you and you don't want to talk to them, simply you just have to lay things out. Hey, I don't want to talk to you. Keep it moving. Go on about your business. You know, that sort of thing. Yeah. But in a relationship setting, the goal should always be connection. And so you have to have not objection, but a objective for the communication. And so men and women speak differently. That's a given.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah. So the key is, men, you have to learn how to talk woman, and woman, you have to learn how to talk man. That's how the language of the language of the person that you're speaking to.
When is that gonna happen?
When is that gonna happen?
When?
That's gonna happen.
What century? What era? What lifetime?
See, I'm not talking about people as a whole and a society as a whole. I'm talking to people who really desire to eliminate the contention in their relationship, because not everybody's gonna do it. See, because most men come from a place of communication where they're trying to get over on somebody. And so when a lot of times they're trying to, there's a large percentage of men that are trying to run game on women. Okay?
Of course, we know this.
So here it is, when you get out of your game ways or your player ways and get down to the nitty gritty of it. See, in order to have effective communication, you have to be willing to be vulnerable. You have to be willing to be honest. You have to be willing to you have to be willing to have empathy.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna use those three terms.
I got all that.
So here it is. I'm gonna be vulnerable. So that means I'm gonna expose a little bit about myself.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I have to be honest. I have to be honest, even at the sake that it might hurt. It might hurt. But empathy is the very thing that's going to help us connect. Because empathy is that where I found value in you, and I can appreciate your past. I can appreciate what you've been going through. I can appreciate that.
Without
And if I can appreciate
without
exactly,
without judging,
because
that's a critical thing. And one of the things I don't like, sorry for cutting you there, Daryl, is that persons, like if you're sharing something about your past, it's already painful. It's, you've gone through whatever it is, and you're sharing that. You make yourself vulnerable, okay? And here it is that this guy would say to you, he would suddenly start to judge you. Oh, you're a this. Oh, it was you. I'm like, hello? Hello? How you come to that? You just met me.
You know what that is? That is projection.
Yeah, you just met me. How the hell you come to the conclusion that you already know me? You already start judging me. I don't want to talk to you. And that's where the contention comes in. Right?
See, you shouldn't let people who see this is my mentality, and this is my mantra that I use. People who are not attached to me I am not gonna let them affect me.
That's right.
I'm not gonna let them get me upset. I'm not gonna let them get out of my character.
That's right.
I don't even know you. So guess what? That's right. You stay over there. Yeah. I stay over here. And I'm gonna go on about my business.
That's right. That's right. That's the way I approach it. So from the time, and especially like for me, I mean, I Latin dance. Like I say to people, I said, I just need 5 seconds on the dance floor, just 5. And I know the guy, just 5. Just the way I hold him, just the way he holds me, just from dancing. One of the rules, the etiquette of dancing is that you don't teach people on the social dance floor. If I go out with you, we're hanging, we're having fun. So if you're leading me in dancing and I make a mistake, you're not supposed to correct me or chastise me or tell me this is a wrong step. Hell no. So from the time I come on the floor with you and I see the way you hold me, embrace me kind of thing and dance, and you start to count on the floor or you start to correct me, I am like, no. I might finish the dance with you, but you're not dancing with me again. And in that 5 seconds or minute or 2 minutes that if I let you dance with me, I already know you. You're a controlling freak. You're already going to chastise me, judge me. I already know. I'm not stopping. I want to be in contention. I'm here to give you trouble, Daryl. I'm here to give you trouble.
You won't give this guy any trouble at all. So let's go back for a second.
Right.
And I like your method.
Yes.
However, I have a problem with your method.
What's the problem? What's the problem? I thought we were supposed to be in connection.
We are in connection. I'm just sharing. I'm being vulnerable with you if I can.
Okay. Be vulnerable.
Now, the challenge that I have with your statement is because you are from the island, and I grew up around island people. I have people from the island who are in my family, and this is one thing that I know about island men. The vast majority of them are controlling. So
that's why I am going to find one outside of the
that might work. I don't know.
I'm trying it. I'm going to give it a try.
But the thing about it is, we are different for a reason.
Yeah.
And we have to learn that our difference are designed to bring collaboration, not competition. Okay. And so many times we get in a place of competition when we are having these conversations, when we are in these relationships. So the important part of that is really begin to understand you have a screw and then you have a nut, right? And so with the screw and the screw has its own function. The nut has its own function.
That's right.
But the two are very, very different. They are different in construction. They are different in nature. They are different in look, everything. However, when they are put together, they create a strong bond.
That's right.
And so the key, in order to bring that connection within your communication, within your relationship, is not to focus on what makes you different. It's to focus on what you can connect with and collaborate with. Because a screw by itself, it's okay.
Yeah.
A nut by itself, it's okay.
Yeah.
But when you bring those two together, in the balance of their differences, they create a strong bond. So when you're in your connection,
I like that point, because a lot of people don't look at relationships that way, in the sense of what value are you bringing, what each person is bringing, and how we can gel together.
Yes.
It's more about you're different. You don't match what
exactly
your requirements, my characteristics, as opposed to what each other can bring. And the competition is a significant thing. And like you said, Islanders, from your experience, yeah, especially the men, it's about competition. It's like a power play. And I don't have the time for the power play, Daryl. Really, get with it. I don't have time for the power play. I'm not here to compete with you, have the power struggle, who should do what. I'm a very independent person. And if there's something to be done, I'll do it. I don't need to get your permission. I don't need to ask you. I just get up and damn well do it. That is just me. And I think
now, if you're in a relationship, that may pose a challenge. The reason why, because yes, in your singleness, go ahead, do what you want to do. But if you're in a relationship, you know what that word is called? You're not asking for permission. It's just a simple consideration. You want to consider them before you do something. That's all. I'm not asking you for your permission. I'm just saying, hey, because we are in this relationship, because I value you and I hope you value me, I want you to consider.
What does that look like? What does that look like? Consider.
Okay, so
me and you together in a relationship. I should come and tell you, hey, sweetie, I'm about to do so and so, whatever. That.
Yeah. Let's say me and you, right? I'm on the island, but I want to come back to the States.
Go ahead.
Wait. Before I even book my ticket, I say, hey, I want to plan a trip to go back to the States on this particular date. Is it okay? Is that something that works for you? Because during the time that I want to go, you may have some plans for me, or you may have something that you want to do together. See, all that is consideration. I'm not asking for your permission. I'm not saying that you control me. All I'm saying is I am considering your feelings and what you have going on in your life. Because see, once again, if we go back to the place of appreciation, we go back to the place of empathy and vulnerability. I have to be vulnerable. I have to be empathetic because I just want to consider what you got going on. But see, in order for us to communicate, we have to be more in touch with the truth than we are with our feelings.
Oh.
See, you just want to complain and do this and do that.
I don't want to. I just want to do my own damn thing.
You can't. Let me tell you something. In a relationship, there is no such thing as your own damn thing, because you are now in a relationship, especially a committed relationship. And so within a committed relationship, you have to be able to be. No, you know why it's stressful? Because
Daryl,
no.
Relationship person.
No, you are. What it is we have to come from a place of appreciation and empathy. When I consider you, I am not being selfish. When I consider you, when I empathize with you, but as long as I'm by myself, hey, guess what? I can be as selfish as I want to be. But we will have a challenge. We will have a challenge in commitment. Because commitment takes empathy, vulnerability, and appreciation.
I'm a communicator. I over communicate. I share. That's how I am. Normally, that's how I am. And if I'm with someone, I will say what's going on with me, what my plans are, what I'm doing. Some things might be ad hoc, because things come up. Or like how my girlfriend will do it. She will say, Corinne, get ready. She will call me, text me, and I get ready, at a particular time in the day. She doesn't give me advance notice, like in the next 2 weeks, we're going to be doing it. No. she's like, she's ready to go. That's how we roll. So if something like that comes up, I should be able to just easily text you or call you and say, sweetie, I won't be home tonight, or my girlfriend is picking me up, we hang in, or did you have you want me to say, did you have something in mind for us?
No, you don't have to say that. You just have to say, hey, these are my plans. Is everything cool with you? Is that cool with you? Because let's put the shoe on the other foot. If you put the shoe on the other foot and he goes out and gallivants and do his thing and you don't hear from him for 2 days or even a day, would you appreciate that type of behavior?
I've had that. So
No. I'm not asking you what you have. I asked you, would you appreciate that type of behavior?
I will not feel good about it.
Exactly. And that's all it is. You are taking in consideration that other person's feelings in connection with your actions. So I can tell you all day that I love you. You're beautiful. You're sweet. You're
and then
kind.
You leave me. And then
exactly. But if my actions don't correspond with my words, then my talk is cheap.
True.
Then my talk is cheap. True. So here it is. As we think about going into a relationship, as we think about going into a variety, it has to be corresponding. Corresponding actions have to show up. So here it is. What love looks like to me may look different to you. So now I have to begin to understand and adopt some of the ways you think so that there can be a connection, and so that you know that, because see, all right, if I think taking out the trash is my way of showing love, right? I take out the trash, I clean up around the house, right? But your definition of love is buying you gifts and spending time with you sitting on the couch watching movies.
Some women like that.
Yeah, some people like that. But see, here I am. I'm over here taking out the trash, doing other stuff, thinking, okay, that communicates love. But that's not your language. Your language is gifts and quality time.
So how do we figure out? I like that. How do we figure out? Because you're getting into the nitty-gritty there. How do we figure out the woman or man's language? We're meeting here now. We're courting. We're getting to know each other. Everything looks fine and dandy. Everybody puts on a nice face, a nice whatever, pretend, until you start living in the house together. And then
yeah. Well, see, you have to be able. Yeah, you have to be able to express what you desire from that particular person. Because most of the time what we do is we don't express what we want. We just have an expectation of what we want, and we expect the other person to automatically know. They're not going to automatically know. Yeah. So if you like for your man to be at home with you on the couch watching movies, hey baby, when you do blank, I feel loved.
Yeah.
When you do blank, I feel affection.
Yeah.
When you do, or saying it this way, I like blank because it makes me feel loved and appreciated.
Yeah.
I like this because, cause see, I talk about it in my book that there's no thing as automatic.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as automatic. So many times we think we get into this realm of everything's supposed to be automatic. Just because I'm cute, you cute, we like each other, that we should automatically know what no, it doesn't go like that. We have to be able to communicate what we desire. Yeah. So if a man comes home, he's worked all day, and what makes him feel loved is some food and some time to be alone.
Yeah.
Okay, that's his language. Give him a couple of minutes to, detox himself, have some food ready for him when he get there. Boom. Now, flip-flop that. All right?
Yeah.
Flip-flop that. If what makes a woman feel loved, when he comes home and she gives him some attention, some time, some connection. So the balance of that is,
or she hits him at the door in lingerie. She answers the door in lingerie.
Come on, somebody. Yes.
He's like, damn.
Yeah. So whatever it is, now we know that won't be an everyday occurrence.
No.
However, whatever it is, you do those things in order to bring that connection. Because we are designed for connection. Man and women are designed for connection. That's why a man has a penis, a woman has a vagina. Hey, they work together in unison, in connection. So it's what it is about is that our differences are designed to bring this balance.
And I love how you said that, the vagina and the penis. Somehow they have a way of understanding.
They know where they're supposed to go. Let me tell you something. Watch this. Everything is by design. If a man's penis was up here and a woman's vagina was down there, there's not an alignment taking place. So because the both genitalia are in the same vicinity.
Yes, that's right.
Watch this, the connection. And we connect when we are eye to eye.
They understand each other. They understand each other.
Exactly.
There's no contention. There's no
Exactly. So here it is as we think about, sometimes we focus so much on the physical side that we forget about the internal side. Because see, guess what? That don't take too much work. That's just science and chemistry. You know what I'm saying? You get this one over here like that, you get this one over here like that, and they're gonna work together. That's right. They're gonna do what they're gonna do.
They're gonna do what they're gonna do.
But the internal part of us, which is most important, why? Because there will come a day where the external won't work.
Yeah.
There may come a go ahead.
You know what happens to we come with quote unquote baggage, although I don't like to use that word, but we come with the past. And because of our experiences, we think this person is saying something to us. A new guy is saying something to us. And it wakes up something internally. Yes. And we're like, what did you just say? You know, because that is our experience. This is what we heard from in the past, whoever we were with. And so we hold on to that and feel that's what the person is saying to us. And it may be so, as well as it may not be so. But in seeking clarification, we'll be able to better understand, is this what the person is really saying? And then you have to ask yourself as a woman, and I'm coming from the woman's perspective, obviously, too. We have to ask ourselves as a woman, or say to ourselves, to be aware, this is a new guy. He doesn't know my past. Why would he come at me in this way if he's saying something to me? What would be his reason to, let's say, attack me when he doesn't really know my past? So it's to listen to the words he's saying, take it in the context in which it is being said, and seek clarification before you judge him or create contention or stuff like that. Yeah?
Exactly. I like to think of it this way.
Yeah.
So you talked about baggage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think of it this way. When you go on a trip and you pack your bags and you get on the plane, you go to wherever you're supposed to be going. And when you get back, one of the first things you have to do is unpack your bags.
Yeah, I don't like that, but yeah.
If you don't unpack your bags, everything that was in the bag will begin to stink.
Yeah.
And then when it begins to stink, guess what? You got to go on another trip. You didn't have time to wash. So now you got to take those stinky bags with you on another trip. And so that's what it looks like when we don't take the time to unpack ourselves, our mental, our social, our spiritual side of us when we are in relationships. Yeah. When you go from one person, you shouldn't break up with so-and-so on Friday and be in a relationship with this one on Monday. You got to take some time to unpack those bags because you've created a connection, maybe physically, but most definitely emotionally. Yeah. And now you've had all that junk going on. And so here it is, stuff that he used to do that made you upset. Now you start blaming the other dude because it looks it looks a little bit something like that. Yeah. So you have to give that person the honest form of yourself,
yeah,
and don't give them or put them in a position where they are now being judged for what somebody else did. So it's kind of like this. When you go to a restaurant, you sit down, and the waiter brings you the bill, and you haven't even ordered. And you say, well, what is this bill for? He's like, well, that was from the last people who sat at this table. They didn't pay, so now you got to pay.
Yeah, no.
So here it is, John that treated you like trash. Yeah. Harry comes along, you making Harry pay for John's mistakes.
Yeah. You can't do that.
Nope.
It's not fair to him. It's not fair to him.
Nope, it's not.
It's not fair to him. And I mean, we're talking about the islands, and before we started the show, we were talking about Panorama, and we're in the carnival season right now. And just last night, like I was saying to you, they had the Panorama semifinals. And for persons who will be listening to the show, Panorama is that major event happening in Trinidad right now, Carnival, where pan, which is our national musical instrument and the musical instrument of the 21st century, play. And these, it's drums that we have turned into musical instruments that can play that can become any type of instrument that you know. It can sound like a violin, a cello, a guitar. It can sound like that. So what they were saying last night is that bands are competing against each other from various parts of the island. And they were saying the adjudicators, if different bands are playing the same song, so a song is being played by the first band, the same song is being played by the second and the third, are they going to compare? So you listen to the first one, the second one plays the same song, are you going to compare? No, the adjudicators can't do that. They have to judge this person here right now based on that. The second person, they have to forget what they have to let go what they judge the first person on, and just listen to the second. They cannot listen to the second and say, hold on, I liked what the first person played. This one isn't sounding as good. So you can't, in other words, just like what you were saying, you can't look at the person who you were with before and suddenly pass it on to the second person, etc., etc. You have to look, just take each person on their own social standing, on their own foundation. Don't bring what was happening in the past to the person that's happening now and feel that's what they're saying. Although, another point I want to make here, Daryl, is that we attract. A lot of women when you watch your relationship, sometimes we attract the same type of person. And I want you to kind of explain, if you can, or suggest why that may be happening for us women, and even for men too, because we do. If we really evaluate, sometimes we pick up the same type of guy coming right through our lives. What can you say to that?
Well, I can say that you can't attract what's not in you.
Okay.
So think of it this way: you have a piece of metal, and you have a magnet, right?
Right.
If I would take a piece of metal, it's going to be magnetized to the metal.
Right.
Now, let me take a piece of wood and a magnet.
Doesn't work.
There's no attraction in there. There's no attraction there. There's nothing that will just make it be attracted to one another. Yeah, it's not going to stick. So here it is. We attract what is in us. We attract what we will settle for.
That's right.
We attract
That's right.
what we subconsciously want.
Yeah.
So here it is. You like drama. You like drama. You like to argue. You just like all that rah stuff.
All that. Yeah.
So here it is. It's in you.
Yeah.
And so you are naturally, you don't even have to say it. It's the vibrations of your life, the vibrations of who you are being given off. And so when you go to the club, when you go to work, when you on the street, those vibrations are getting off. So here comes the same type of guy every time, because he's attracted to the same drama that you
like.
like.
Yeah, yeah.
And so here it is. So all you did was take that magnet and wrapped it in some wood and think that it was okay. I'm different. No,
no.
You're the same magnet that is attracting that metal.
Yeah.
You just change the case.
Yeah.
So you cut your hair. You wear a different style of dress.
But the mentality is the same.
Yeah, the mentality is the same.
Yeah.
So here it is. It goes right back to that unpacking.
Yeah, yeah.
Unpacking yourself before you get into a relationship.
Work on you. Work on you.
Exactly.
Work on you. Take the time to work on you. Yeah.
Yep. So if you don't want to be with a dude that likes drama, guess what? You got to get rid of that vibration drama in your life.
The drama vibration. Get rid of it. Yeah.
Get rid of it. So the question becomes...
You have to be aware. You have to be aware that you're attracting this. You have to be aware that, hey, this is not the type of guy that I want. So then you need to change something about you, because the first thing a woman always says, gosh, I'm always getting these low-grade guys, these waste of time, whatever guys. When it's the common denominator, it's you.
Yep,
the common denominator.
Exactly. And
you're
so
the common denominator.
One of the exercises that I do with some of my clients is I have them write down a list of things that they desire in a relationship.
Mm.
And then
that must be a long list.
I limit it to 10.
That's good. That's good.
So, and then I ask them the question. Think about the last 3 guys you dated. Did they add up or come close to the majority of the things on this list? And typically the answer is no.
Yeah.
And then I ask them, then why did you entertain someone that was not in alignment with what you desire? Because see, the thing about it is you have to be in alignment. Amen. See, your mind, your mouth, and your movement. Yeah. What you think, what you say, what you do. So we think one thing, say another thing, and then do it. So everything is in chaos. And the reason why we have chaos in our lives is because we think in this way, talking this way, and acting this way. So everything is just all over the place. Your life is all over the place.
Yeah.
Your job is all over the place. Your relationships are all over the place because you're not in sync with an alignment of this is what I want, this is how I'm going to talk, and this is what I'm going to do.
And we compromise.
Exactly. And when you compromise, you lower your standard. And when you lower your standard, you lower your value. And if you don't value you, who else is going to value you?
Yeah, but Darren, my other girlfriends have somebody. When they go out, they're a couple. I'm here alone. I feel left out. I'm alone.
See, that's an internal insecurity issue. That has nothing to do with everything. You know what? Go ahead and book the date. I'm going to come to Trinidad. I'm going to do a class. And we're gonna get it's all worked out, okay? You give me the date, I'll be there. You get up with a whole bunch of your girlfriends, and I'll conduct the class, okay?
Oh, honey, that is going to be a packed house. That's going to be a packed
Well, I'm serious. You give me a date, I will be there, and we can get a class and start attracting the love you deserve and the love you desire.
Oh, my God. That is what we need. That is what we need. And we need to stop taking the crap, compromising on the crap, and it starts with us. And that is what people need to realize. It starts with us. And I have your book. I'm sure you would have seen it showing up on the screen. Disgustingly Beautiful. Now, look here, Daryl. Disgustingly beautiful.
Disgustingly beautiful.
Right?
Disgustingly beautiful.
Somebody looking at the title of that book might say, there are 2 ways of looking at it. They might say disgusting and beautiful. That's like 2 ends of the spectrum.
It's correct.
So the other side, somebody might say, damn, I mean, it's just, you're just so awesome, super awesome, beautiful. You're just so, you're just so beautiful, it's disgusting.
Exactly. And that's the sense in which I wrote the book.
Yeah.
We desire those disgustingly beautiful relationships.
Yeah.
This is what a disgustingly beautiful relationship looks like. Have you ever seen a couple that was so in love that you was like, man, y'all disgust me.
Yeah,
y'all get on my nerves.
Please
go somewhere. Go somewhere. You see, but the thing about it is, most people subconsciously desire that
Of
type
course,
of relationship.
but they do. I mean, if
But
we're
here's
honest
the
with
thing.
ourselves, if we're honest with ourselves, Darrell, we look at that and we say, wow, we would
Yes.
love to have that.
Yes. But the key is most people are not willing to put in the work to have that disgusting and beautiful relationship.
Yeah.
Look at an old couple that's still flirting with each other, they're still kissing, and we think, oh, that's so nasty, that's disgusting. But at the same, and all the while that is disgusting, it is beautiful because that is something that we desire.
Yeah.
So in my book, I talk about how do you accomplish getting this disgustingly beautiful relationship.
Yeah.
There's some good parts, there's some bad parts, and there's some ugly parts. But at the end of the day, when we add it all up, the relationships that we desire we have to put some work into
I
so that
want
we can begin.
Disgustingly beautiful. I want that crazy ass relationship.
But you gotta get rid of that contention, boo. You gotta get rid of that contention.
No. I'm holding on to it.
No. See, well, you're gonna have a relationship and it's just gonna be disgusting. It ain't gonna be beautiful. It's gonna just be disgusting.
Not with me. I'm telling you.
See, in relationships, there are always there's some things that you're gonna have to let go.
I know, sweetie. I know. I just need to find the right guy who knows how to deal with me.
But you know what that is? No.
Yeah,
that's not it.
He's gonna know how to deal with me. He's gonna be like, Corinne, I'm gonna pray for you.
Oh, you want him to do the praying, but you don't want to do nothing. Child, get the heck out of here. You ain't ready for no relationship. You're not ready. You want him to do all the third and just accept you as who you are.
Yeah.
No. It don't work like that. You have to be willing to be able to accept them who they are.
I would. I'm just giving you.
You say that.
I would, Darren.
No, you know what? That is your want talking, not your will. See, that's your want. What you want and what you will are two different things. Because what you are willing to do is what you get. Yeah. You don't always get what you want. You get what you're willing to work for.
God, do you have to say that?
I just speak the truth.
I'm going to call immigration on you. So
See, you don't get what you want in life. You get what you prepare for.
I know.
So
I need some work. I need some work. I recognize that. I'm working on myself. All right. I know.
I'm telling you, set a date. Get you and a couple of your friends. We'll do this workshop.
Are you prepared for the woman? Are you prepared for the island woman, Darren? I don't know if you got it.
I do this for a living. I am prepared. Number one. Number two. I grew up in Miami, and so I know what island women are like. Number three, I have dated island women, so I know what island women are like. And number four, I do this for a living.
Disgustingly beautiful. I'm telling you, I'm on your website. I just want to go through your website here so that people can see and get to know a bit about you. So there you are with your handsome self.
Thank you. Now you see what that says? That says you will never conquer what you're not willing to confront.
I know.
So all that stuff that you're talking about, it can't be conquered until you're willing to address it.
Yeah. I know. And you know, as you say, everything comes down to us. It's not a matter of, and for the men too, it's not a matter of saying it's a woman's fault. You know, the woman saying it's a man's fault, or whatever. We each need to work on each other and recognize that we are a constant work in progress. The work is never finished. Correct. Right? So we are a constant work in progress. Even connecting with somebody, like you say, understanding the language, taking the time to communicate and to say, and you know, the thing about relationships too, Darrell, is that we need to be open. A man needs to be able to be silent and hear what a woman is saying. And vice versa. The woman needs to be silent and hear what the man is saying. And like we say, not judge, not chastise, not come up with your own conclusions, whatever it is. Be willing to hear and process. And don't be quick to give an opinion. Take it home, sleep on it, spend a couple days, weeks, understand it and say, oh, now I understand where she's coming from. I understand where he's coming from. I know why she behaves that way. Probably from a past relationship. Probably she was hurt. You know, I said this to her and I didn't mean it this way, but she took it that way. And if you find that she's reacting a particular way, you need to seek clarification as to why she behaved that particular way and vice versa.
Yes.
You know, it takes time. And while it may seem easy, it's not easy. The words that, even the words that we use. So for example, me as an island person saying something to somebody from the States or from somewhere else, just the words, the phrases may be something different, may mean something different to somebody, you know? Because even when I connect on Facebook and I may use a phrase that I'm everyday using in Trinidad, somebody said to me, what do I mean by that? You know? And I had to spend my time explaining what that particular phrase meant, because it seemed as if the person took it as offensive when it wasn't an offensive comment. So even the words, the phrase, the tone, the body language, because communication is not just about words, it's everything. Yeah?
Yes. Communication is 7% words, 38% tone, and 55% body language.
No, all that is too much science for me here now, you know, Daryl. That's too much. That's too much science for me. So here we are. Learn powerful communication strategy success. He brings his A game like he's doing today. Like he's doing today on my show. And telling me I need to work on myself. All of this, I need to work on myself.
All of that. All of that.
All right. And we have some videos here. So I wouldn't click on it here right now, but I will encourage persons to click on it and listen to a sample of you doing your thing, and of course talking to people. And of course, people, he challenged me to get him here in Trinidad to talk to you women so that you can stop compromising and lowering your standards, because we do. And I'm going to be serious here now. We do. And we do it out of desperation. We do it out of desperation for love, for affection. Everybody else has a man. We don't have one yet. What's going on? They're going home to get their groove on. We're going home to a bed and a pillow, you know, whatever, you know. So we need to understand time. And right now, Daryl, honestly, I'm at a point where I am not even looking for anyone. I have done the looking in the sense of taking it upon myself to find someone. I am not looking. I am waiting for God to send me that person. So I just leave it up to God and I say, look here, you're the man. You're the man. You know, you know, I've done it my way. Like, you know, what's the singer's name? Liberace said, I've done it my way. It ain't working. So I'm leaving it up to you, the man, to carve out, breathe into that man, take up some earth, some dirt, form him for me, and send that man for me. That's where I'm at right now. And at the same time, while he's forming him, he's working on me. So that's where I am now.
Let me say this. There's an Asian proverb that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I say this, when your soul is ready, your mate will appear. Because we don't find love, we attract it. So the key is being the right individual for the right individual to find you. Because he's the man that will love you the way you need to be loved and you know, the way you want to be desired. He's looking for you. But there's some things that need to be worked on and worked out in order to be said, you know what, there she is right there. So you don't need to find him at all. Like it will happen when it's like this. Just going back to that magnet and metal principle. When a magnetic pull is taking place, if you have a strong enough magnet, whatever is metal around it doesn't have a choice. It's coming. It's coming. So the key is getting that magnetic force on the inside, right? That, hey, old boy is coming. There's nothing you can do to stop it. You're married. Let's get into a little bit about your personal life here now before we go. All right, let's talk about my personal life.
You're married?
Yes.
How long?
I've been married. I've been married twice. This is my second marriage.
What are you saying?
Yes, yes, yes. See, my book is based upon the mistakes and the bad decisions that I made in my first marriage. So my first marriage, I was married 16 years.
Okay.
And I made the choice to be better and not bitter.
Yeah.
And so when I looked at myself and I evaluated what I did and what I didn't do,
right.
My book started as a journal of healing.
Yeah.
My book started as a process of just like, writing things down. I'm like, man, if I would have made these adjustments, if I would have made these changes,
right,
something different could have took place.
Yeah.
So I was married for 16 years, and then after I was married for 16 years, went through a divorce. I have 4 biological children from my first marriage.
Right.
And then I met a young lady online, and yes, I met her online. And at the time, she lived about 40 minutes away from me. So I was like, yes. Because a lot of time when you meet people online, they're way over crossing the water.
That's what I was about to say. 40 instead of 40 miles, 40 minutes.
So So she was close in vicinity. So we chit-chatted back in 2014. We met in June 2014, and we just got married in February of 2017. So
damn, I just missed you. Can we reverse that?
Yeah, you're late, man. You're late. So, we have, like, matter of fact, our anniversary is next month.
Oh yeah,
and
it'll be our first year, 1 year anniversary.
Yeah. And so what we do together is we have a ministry called the Love Logistics Circle, where we help couples improve the quality of their relationship, and we show single people how to make their next relationship their best relationship. So the same principles that it takes to make a successful business are the same principles that it takes to have a successful marriage. And so the key is, no matter where you may find yourself, is if you have the opportunity to learn these keys and really begin to understand, you can take your relationship to a whole nother level. And if you're single, there's nothing like falling in love again. And so the key is to understanding those principles internally so that you will begin to attract the love you deserve and the love you desire all in one swoop.
I wonder many times people getting married more than once. And I'm like, well, I haven't been married yet. I want to do it once. Just once. Yeah. Get it right once. Find that guy once. Just that guy. I mean, I already have a guy that I want. So I'm doing the magnet thing to try and attract it. But he's not even on this island. He's not in the islands at all. But I believe, like you say, that vibration, that power vibration, that law of attraction. So I believe in that because that's how my life seems to portray itself, It's a very powerful thing. Before we started the show, we spoke about the power of the mind, and the mind can do anything, it can do anything. And we really are not maximizing that power that we have to the fullest potential. We are just using less than probably 1% of it. If we were to probably use 2 or 3%, it might do a lot more for us, So it's good. It's good. I mean, I don't understand how people can get married twice. I don't know what it takes, the mental preparedness to do twice or 3 times. How somebody who got married twice, how do you, I don't know, brace yourself, tell yourself that you're ready again.
Well, part of that was my book, Discussing the Beautiful to Get Bad and Ugly of Dating or of relationships. And what I spoke about earlier, really unpacking my bags.
Yeah.
I had to take inventory of who I was and who I was trying to be.
That takes a lot, Daryl. That takes you being honest. It does take you being honest.
It takes a person to be brutally honest about their baggage, who they trying to be, who they want people to believe they are,
right.
but versus who they actually are.
Yeah.
And that is a process that I went through in order to get me to the stage of preparing and being ready for love. Because many people think they are ready for love, but they're not ready for love. They're just tired of being single. And there is a difference. So you can
you're tired of being single. That's right.
You think you're ready, but you're just tired of being alone by yourself. That's all that is.
Right.
And so that work that I did, it was something that I had to learn how to be vulnerable. Yeah. I had to learn how to be committed. I had to learn how to be upfront and honest about my life. And when I did that, it opened up a new door. Like I said, you don't find love, you attract it. So when I put myself in the position to be ready for love, and see, I wasn't necessarily looking for love at that time. What I was looking for was healing. And so, like I said earlier, when the soul is ready, the mate will appear. So I had to heal my soul.
Do you find, in your evaluation and your brutal honesty, your journey at the time, that friends and people were telling you things about you that you didn't want to hear, that you didn't want to accept? Like people.
I had one close friend that, they began to share that information about, stuff that was really honest about me. And I had to be willing to receive it. Not take like, well, that's not it. No. Because see, you can't discount someone's assessment of who you are. And the reason why is because you are taking it's their perspective. You can't, if I sit on the left and you sit on the right, I can't say you wrong because you were on the left and I was on the right. You were on the left, so that's how you saw things. So that's a part of that, being empathetic and really appreciating, you know what? I appreciate you saying those things about me. And those are things that I may have to begin to pay attention to. I'm not going to just tell, nah, you're wrong. It's like this. No, that was your perspective.
Or make an excuse. Or make an excuse for it. Try to justify it. No, you don't understand me. This is why I do this. This is who I am. I can't be that, but no.
So I had to be honest with myself first before I could learn to be honest with someone else. So it's not an easy process. You have you are faced with yourself every day. And if you don't if you don't like you, how you going to expect somebody else to like you?
No, hold up there. There are people who love themselves so much that they're like, hold up. There are people who like themselves so much that it's all about them. It's all about them. Everything.
But you know what that is? That's just selfishness.
That's all that is. It's all about them.
Okay. You can't be in a relationship and be selfish.
You need to focus on them.
I have a course that I teach on the 30 questions that you need to ask yourself if you're thinking about a relationship.
Let's go. Questions. Let's go. Give me five. Give me five.
Okay. All right. Number one, are you selfish?
No.
See, you can't answer it like that. You gotta dig deep. I'm not interested in.
I dug deep.
I'm not interested in surface. I'm talking digging deep.
I did dig. I said no.
Now, the second question is: do you hold grudges?
No.
Okay. Third question would be: have you healed from all your past relationships?
No.
You haven't healed.
No.
Okay. Well, then that's something that you need to pay attention to. Are you able to communicate your values?
Yes.
Okay. You said five. I'm trying to remember.
One more.
Do you, let's see, goodness gracious. Oh, are you promiscuous?
No. Yeah.
Okay. No, wait a second. That's not a yes. Woo!
No, it all depends. Promiscuous at what? Explain that. I'm clarifying. I'm seeking clarification.
Oh, you're seeking. Well, see.
What do you mean promiscuous?
When you are promiscuous, that means that you have been with a lot of people, or you don't like being by yourself. Okay.
I've been with a lot of people on the dance floor.
See, dance floor. I'm talking about exchanging fluids. I'm not talking.
No.
Okay. Now, see, dating is something different.
I'm promiscuous on the dance floor, Daryl.
No, you might be provocative on the dance floor.
True.
Promiscuous is when you are having sex with a lot of different people, or you are entertaining a lot of different people.
Well, I call it promiscuous on the dance floor. Like I told a guy the other night, this is safe sex for me. I can do all.
And that's good. That's not what I'm making reference to. And the reason why I bring that up is, or the reason why that is important, is because number one, you have to go through that detoxing process. Yeah. So every person that you've ever been with intimately, you have to make sure that you are done with them emotionally. Yeah. Because just because we stop physically does not mean the emotions are not there anymore.
True.
Another question that we have on that list is selfish grudges. It's a whole bunch of them, man.
I know, but you give me 5. So I have one. I have one to work on. I have one to work on. You know, healing from past relationships.
Yeah, because here's the problem about past relationships. Mm-hmm. We talked a little bit about earlier, and we start judging the current person. Based upon the last person. Yeah, and so it's easy to do that. Yeah. And when we do that, nobody wins when that happens.
I know.
So
I try not to. I'm not in the judging thing, but there are things that somebody might say to me that I would be like, what? But then I try to seek clarification and try not to box them in. I tried not to box them in and just see them for themselves. But I don't know. I'm a person of energy and vibration, so I pick up and I know. Like I tell you, I know. It doesn't take me long. The first few seconds, I know, just from the conversation, just from being in the space, just from dancing with you. I know you. You know, it doesn't take me long.
So you are into dancing.
Oh yes, Latin dancing. That's my thing. Yes.
All right.
So we need to hook up in Miami, right?
Hey man, let's make it happen. I will be speaking in Miami. I don't know when I'm speaking in Miami. I'm speaking in Miami soon. I know I'll be speaking in Miami this year. But I'm gonna give you another questions that you can think that you can consider.
Yeah.
Are you emotionally available?
Yeah.
Are you jealous?
No.
Okay. Do you have issues of commitment?
No.
Are you forgiving?
Yes.
See, you answering too quick.
No, because I know myself.
Okay. All right. Cool. And then I already asked you that one because you said that's something that you got to work on. Do you think marriage is a cure for loneliness?
No.
What's the cure for loneliness?
I think loneliness is a concept of the mind.
But what's the cure for it?
I think for me, I don't think it's a matter of a cure. It's a concept of the mind. You feel lonely because of, you're not good with yourself. You're not happy with you. You need to be comfortable with you. I can be alone and I'm quite happy with myself. I don't know. I just, probably because I have such a fantastic relationship with God, I don't really miss anyone necessarily. It's good to have a man around sometimes, but sometimes it's so damn annoying. I don't really want anybody in my space. So I'm good. I'm good with my own company. I love my own company.
Okay.
I'm good.
I'm going to let you have it.
Don't worry. When I dance with you in Miami, we'll see.
That'll work. How tall are you?
5'5".
It's not going to work.
What? Are you shorter than me? Is that what you're saying? Oh my God, I'm so sorry for you. Yeah.
No, I am much, much taller than you.
Really? You're just saying that because you're sitting down.
No, I am 6'7".
You're 6'7"? Please. I danced with a guy tall as you the other night.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And he came down to my level when he right? He came down to my level, sweetie, when he had to he had to spin. So you know
You are hilarious. You are hilarious.
You don't have to worry about that. 6'7", 7'5". I don't care.
You're gonna be on my knees. Oh boy, that's funny.
I don't care. You could be 6'7". I don't care. Yeah, when we're dancing, it's a whole different ball game.
Got you. Well, you set it up, and
you need to tell me when you're in Miami, when you're speaking in Miami, and I'll come and give trouble over there. I'm gonna come to your work.
No, I'm trying to come to Trinidad and get all the women right. So you need to work that out, okay? I'm serious. Let's work that out.
I will. I'll give it some serious thought and see what I can plan. I'll seriously work on it. Work on it. But you have to be prepared. You're going to be attracting the ladies now, and you just got married.
I'm a professional.
Really? This is Island Woman. I think you should prepare. or hear what you do. When you come in, bring a couple of guys, single guys, because that's what they're going to be asking. Okay. Where your friends at?
I have a group of about 5 guys that I can bring with me, and so we'll do some mock dating, and then we can work that out. So after Carnival, get it all, get some dates.
Get all those systems.
Get some dates in the system, and we'll work that out.
Yeah, but bring the guys. The guys.
I will bring the guys. I have.
Make sure they have no baggage. Make sure they clean their laundry. Make sure they go through those 30 questions.
If they working with me, they are reputable. So
they're reputable. They're 6'7". They're 6'7".
No, I'm the tallest out of my clan. So no.
One of the criteria is the man must dance. Okay, he must.
I can't guarantee that.
Well, between now and after Carnival, he better learn. Come on, Daryl.
You asking me for too much. You asking me for too much.
No, he gotta dance. He's gonna be meeting me, who's a dancer. Come on.
I'll see what I can work on. I'll see what I work on.
Yeah. You're asking me to work on myself. Hey.
Okay. All right. We'll work it out. We'll make it happen.
So you come over here, I come over there.
Okay. That'll work.
That's a deal.
All right. So when I come to Trinidad, then I'll let you know when I'm coming to Miami, and then we'll work it from there.
Sound like a plan.
Sound like a plan?
Sound like a plan. And everybody into this program knows our business right now. Daryl, my darling, it's been a pleasure. I mean, we had so much fun. I don't even know how much time we have been talking.
It has definitely been a pleasure. Yes, it's been a
pleasure. And I hope people listening to this will learn something from it. And, it even though we laughed and talked and had fun, there is value in the conversation. There is value in your book. There is value in the lessons you learned from your past relationship, your past marriage. Now you're married a second time. And it just goes to show that, love exists.
Exactly.
And it's out there. And it's not for us to go finding it. Like you said about a magnet, it's going to come to you.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to spend the time to work on ourselves, fix up ourselves, be brutally honest with who we are, both male and female. And it's going to come to you in the right time.
In the right time.
Time. Thank you so much, Daryl, for being on my show, Between the Lines.
My pleasure. Thank you
so much. I look forward to seeing you in Miami, having you here in Trinidad, whatever it takes for us to connect, not have tension.
Yes. Sounds good to me.
All right, my darling. You have a wonderful day and kiss that lovely wife for me.
All right, now. You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.